Hello, everybody. How are you? I hope all is well. Today, inshallah, we're going to do a quick review for the present simple and the present continuous. I noticed that most of my students uh, are getting confused between both of them. So today, inshallah, we're going to discuss everything in details. Don't worry, just concentrate with me. I'm going to speak slowly. We're going to see lots of examples and we're going to talk about everything in details. Ready? Let's go. Let me share the screen. That's good. So first, have the time, and time is past, present, and future. That's great. Today we're talking about the present. So mainly present means now. Is that okay? So when I say present, what does it mean present? It means now, at that time. Is that true? Yes, of course. That's right. But English speakers have two ways of thinking about it now, which is the present. So they use two kinds of present. Again, two kinds of present. What are they? First is present continuous. Present, remember again, what does it mean? Now. So present continuous means an action is happening now, at that time. For example, I'm speaking now. I'm drinking now. The other kind is present simple. Present simple have different uses. Let's first look at the present continuous. So there are two ways we use the present continuous. Number one, we use it, we use the present continuous to talk about something that is happening now. As I gave you the example before, I'm drinking now. I'm speaking now. Right here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That is. For example, let's start first with positive sentences. Look, do you know who is he? Yes, he is Ronaldo. So, what is Ronaldo doing now? Ronaldo is kicking a ball. So, is that happening now? Yes, it's happening now. So, we use am, is, are, plus the verb, plus I, ing. For example, look at this girl. She's called Ashley. What is Ashley doing now? Huh? Can you say? Yes, exactly. Ashley is watching TV. Is she watching TV now? Yes, exactly. So remember again, Ashley is a girl, so we use is. If we have he or she or it, for example, you're talking about a cat or a dog, you say is, he is, she is, it is. But when we say I, we use am. And of course, when we use we, you, they, we use are. So one more, let me write I am. For example, can you say a sentence? Huh, I am drinking. Now, okay. And with is, it's used with he, she, or it. For example, it is raining. Now, or it's raining at the moment. At the moment, it means now. Okay, coming to are, we use it with pronouns we, you, and they. They are watching TV now. They are watching TV now. Okay, easy? Yeah, coming to here. Yeah, we start here. Ashley is watching TV. Okay, right. For the negative, negative means it doesn't happen. For example, is she paying attention to her math homework? Do you think so? No, she isn't paying attention. Paying attention like focus. So we use am not, is not, are not, plus the verb plus ing. And for the question, what do you want to ask these kids? So, can you give them a question? Great. We can say, what are you looking at? Again, what are you looking at? So maybe they they're going to say, we are looking at the garden. So we use are, then the pronoun, then the verb plus ing. I'd like to give a comment about the verbs, some of the verbs. For example, write. Okay, write ends with e. If you'd like to add an ing for a verb that ends with e, you remove the e and add ing. For example, he is riding a bike. Can you say it again? He is riding a bike. So did we use the E here? No. We removed the E and used ing. Easy? Okay. One more verb. And one more verb. For example, swim. Concentrate here. Swim, we have two kinds of letters, consonant and vowels. Okay, what are the vowels? The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and all the other letters are consonant. So again, can you say the vowels with me? A, E, I, O, and U. Okay, the M. The M here. Is it consonant or vowel? Yes, consonant. I, vowel. W, consonant. So we have the W, consonant, the I, vowel, the M, consonant. So in that case, we're going to double the last letter. So can we use it in a sentence? She is swimming now. Okay, look, I can't write it like that. Why? Because the M is consonant, I vowel, the W is consonant. So we must double the M. Do you understand? Right. One more verb. For example, yes. Or let me write here the verb. Yeah, the verb tie. Right. So let's write it. For example, he is tying a rope. So here we have the E. Is it consonant or vowel? Vowel. And the I? Yes, that's vowel. So in that case, we remove the IE and write Y. So he is tying a rope. But if we have a verb like study, so we say he is studying now. Why he is studying now? Why didn't I change anything? Because here the Y is consonant, the D is consonant. So we only change when we have two vowels, the I and the E. Easy? Great. Let me go to the screen. Which Yeah, here we did that. Okay, yeah, that was Ronaldo. Nice. Good. Yeah, that was nice. Okay. Okay. So these were examples of the first way that we use the present continuous. For example, kicking, watching, paying attention, looking, happening, or something is happening now. Okay, there is another way. We also use the present continuous to talk about something that is temporary. What does it mean, temporary? Temporary means is happening for a short time, or it may change soon. Let's see an example. Great. Look, she is Kay. What is Kay doing now? Look, yes, Kay is staying at her sister's house. Is she going to stay for a long time? No, she's not. For example, I'm visiting my grandparents, so I will not visit them for a long time, maybe a short time. Yes, look at that man. Larry is reading a good book. Do you think he's going to take a long time to read that good book? Of course, no. No, he isn't. So, he isn't playing basketball, for example. We can say he is playing basketball. Again, he is playing basketball. He didn't have a book. So when I say Larry is reading a good book, this means she's reading that book for a short time. And this is Khalid. Khalid is studying English at, for example, HCT. He, he, he's studying for a short time. And of course, we can say Khalid is driving now. Khalid is talking on his mobile phone now. That's great. So let's do a quick review. The first way we use the present continuous was to talk about something that's happening right now. The second way, it was something that's happening for a short time or a temporary action. Now let's go for the present simple. Ready? Great. For the present simple, when do we use it? Look, we use the present simple when we are talking about something that is always true. For example, a fact, maybe hobby, a daily routine, or permanent thing. What does it mean, permanent thing? Permanent is a long time. Remember, the present continuous, we use actions that happens for a short time, but permanent for a long time. Okay, and mainly we use the present simple for all the time, every day, always, sometimes, usually, often, rarely, normally, not very often, every afternoon, every morning. Okay, so how do you make it? Look, can you see the screen right now? Yes. I, you, we say work, but he, she, it, we say works, we, you, and they, we say work. So with he, she, it, we add the S. Do you understand? Again, with he, she, it, we add the S. And now let's go to the negative form. For the negative form, oops, here, oh, wait, here for the negative form, yes. Okay, so with I and you, we say don't work. He, she, it doesn't work. We and they don't work. Okay, great. Let's see some examples. Remember again, I and you don't work. We, they don't, but with he, she, it, we use doesn't work. Not doesn't works. No, doesn't work. Okay, how to make a negative sentence? Let's see some examples. Look, with don't or doesn't before the verb, that's easy. And we use the infinitive. The infinitive means we don't use any addition. We add nothing to the verb. Look, doesn't work. For example, let's go for the question here. Where do you live? Yes. We can't say lives. No. When do you usually study? We can't say studies. Does she? Yes. Live. Do they speak English? Yes. So we add nothing to the verb in the question and in the negative. Pay attention for the verb usually. Oh, we're going to target that, but in a few moments. Remember, with she, with he, we use does. But you, they, we use do. I'm sure that's pretty easy. So when do we use does instead of do? Do you remember? Yes, with he, she, and it. Okay, let's see some examples. Where does Allison normally study? Ida, normally? Normally, like in most of the cases, where does Allison normally study? Look, she normally studies in the library. We can add, she doesn't normally study. She doesn't normally study at home. Yes. So when we say doesn't, we say study. But if we didn't say, of course, we say studies. So we say she studies, not she is studying, because we are talking about something normally that happens, normally happens every day or in most of the days. But if we said is studying, it means she is studying now. Does Josh like vegetables? Do you think so? No, Josh doesn't like vegetables. Do Susan and Jacob teach English? Do you think so? No, they don't teach English. they teach math. So we say don't teach and teach, not aren't teaching or are teaching, because we're talking about a long job. So they are teachers. They are going to work as teachers for a long time, not for a short time. For example, here, look at Khalid, what he's saying. Khalid speaks Arabic. Yeah, it looks from Emirates or Saudi Arabia or Kuwait, I think. So Khalid speaks Arabic. That's true. Okay, before the practice, I'm going to share the adverbs of frequency with you. Okay, what are the adverbs of frequency? We have always, usually, often, sometimes, and never. Okay, when do we use them? Listen carefully right now because many students get confused. We use the adverbs of frequency to say how many times or how often do you do the action. Look, she's doing the laundry, I think. Think so. So we're going to say she always do the laundry on the weekend. Right. She always do the laundry. Is it correct? Yes, teacher. She is not correct. It should be she always does. And remember the full stop at the end. She always does the laundry on the weekends. Right. Okay. So what is the verb here? The verb is does. Always came before does. But if I said he is always late. Right. What is the verb here? It's a verb. Do we have a verb? Yes, we have. Yes. The verb is here. This is the verb. Is the verb. But is verb to be. So when we have verb to be, always are used after verb to be. Again, if we have a normal verb, so the adverbs of frequency used before. But if we have verb to be, the adverbs of frequency used after. Let's go for another example. She's cleaning the car. Am I right? Yeah. So let's see an example here. They usually clean the car in the morning. Right. What is the verb? Clean. Usually came before. Great job. But if we said she is usually happy. Oh, look, verb to be. Then usually comes after. Great. The same for often. The same for sometimes. And the same for never. Let's go for another example for sometimes, because I'm sure that you are good students and you make your bet. So here she sometimes make now makes her bed. I'm sure you always do, but sometimes I can say she is sometimes late. Yes. So the verb in the first sentence, may, we use sometimes before it. But the verb in the second sentence is, we use sometimes after it. The same for never and the same for often or often. That was the explanation. I'm going to make another video. The next video will be answering some exercises. Best of luck. Goodbye. And if you have any questions, you can write in the comments, by the way.